Good morning, Alan here with another 5 minutes of recovery. As always, my disclaimer, I'm not a professional speaker. I don't represent any specific 12-step fellowship. I'm only here sharing my experience, strength, and hope in the hopes that maybe someone will see one of my videos, seek help, because there is help, there is hope. If a guy like me can get and stay sober on a daily basis, there's no reason why anybody that's watching these videos can't do the same. Because I'm really nothing special. You know what I mean? Like, if I could do it, you could do it. And there's no doubt in my mind. And because I've seen other people do it, and that's how I've been able to do it. So with all of that being said, today what I'd like to discuss is today is my sober anniversary. September 15th, 2016 was the day that I surrendered to the disease of alcoholism and drug addiction, and I was completely willing to want to do something different. And I gotta tell you that in the past 7 years, my life has changed incredibly, and it's really beyond anything that I ever thought it could be. And so I thought maybe I would share some experience, strength, and hope, and let you guys know like where I was and what happened and where I'm at now. So with all of that being said, I'll get right into it. I'll let you know that that 7 years ago today, I was sitting in Bucks County Jail, and I had just went for sentencing, and I was facing 3.5 to 7, and I really thought that I was getting 3.5 to 7, and I went in front of the judge, and there was some people from a program there. There was I had a bunch of support from people from AA, and my sponsor and my wife and my family, and everybody said their thing, and the judge looked at me and he said, you know, there's a good chance that you're probably gonna get out and do it again. He said, but then there's the hope that maybe, just maybe, you'll do something different, and I'm gonna go with hope today. And he sentenced me to probation, a lot of probation, some county time, so I didn't get out of jail that day, and the program. And when I walked out of that courtroom that day, I made a decision that I was going to do whatever it took to get and stay sober on a daily basis. And I like to think from that day to this that I'm still as willing as I was in the beginning. And I got to tell you that my life wasn't like really easy, but I did it a day at a time. I did what people in the rooms told me to do. I followed my sponsor's suggestions. We went through the book, and I went through the 12-step process, and little by little, my life started to change. And I didn't have a driver's license for the first couple of years, and I still was able to make it to a meeting on a daily basis. And that's because I was willing, and I had people. I would go to a meeting, and when I would get there, I would look around and find some people that I knew, or even if I didn't know, and I'd be like, yo, I'm going to a meeting. Who's going to a meeting tomorrow? Where you going? And they would come and pick me up and bring me to meetings, and like that's how willing I was. So they talk about the gift of desperation, and I believe I spoke about it before, but just being desperate and wanting to do something different. But the whole thing with all of that is over time, like the gift of desperation goes away. But am I gonna stay willing to do what I need to do? So I went through that process, and fast forward a couple of years go by, and my life gets good, and I take people through the book as my sponsor took me, and that helps me check myself to see am I practicing the principles in all my affairs. And I don't practice the principles in all my affairs all the time, 24/7, 7 days a week. You know, I'm not perfect, I'm human, I'm flawed, but the thing is that I continue to be willing to like do stuff different. And sometimes I could get caught up in my defects, and I could go backwards for a little while, but I got some really good men in my life that know me, and when they see me off, they tell me the truth. And when I see them off, I tell them the truth. And that's how we stay sober together. And I continue to pray to the God of my understanding that I've talked about on numerous occasions, and how that relationship has changed and continues to grow over time. And like the God that I had 7 years ago is not the God that I have today. and I continue to seek that connection with that higher power, and I truly believe that that's what removes the problem. That removes the drinking and drug problem. And if I live in the solution on a daily basis, my life continues to get better. I got a pretty successful business. I got a pretty happy family life. It always hasn't been like that, but it's a work in progress. And we do this a day at a time, 24 hours at a time. And anything that I screw up today, as long as I don't drink or drug, I could fix tomorrow, you know, and that's been my experience. And like, that's what I've been able to do over the last 7 years. And I like to think that I continue to grow. I continue to get better, and I enjoy my recovery. Like, this is the journey. I'm documenting my journey on this video. Like, that's what I've been doing with the 5 minutes of recovery videos, because I want other people to see that this is possible. Like, this is like, there's no doubt in my life that I'm completely blessed and I'm grateful. And because I'm blessed and I know that, and I'm grateful on a daily basis, and I'm not grateful 100% of the time, but when I try to stay in gratitude, like, just more blessings come into my life. And so I don't know if that helped anybody, but I just want you guys to know, like, this works. Like, 7 years of continuous sobriety. I couldn't get 7 days. I couldn't get 7 minutes at one point. That at one point, the disease had me so bad that I was ripping and running. I was stuck in the room. If I wasn't going and getting high, getting more, seeking, looking for more, my mind was always obsessed with more. I was using, and like, it was really, really bad. And I was gonna die, and I don't want to die today. I want to live. I want to share the hope that I have with you guys. So I hope that somebody sees this video and seeks help. And I also hope that that you guys like my content. And if you do, I appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel, like and share. And as always, have another wonderful day. Have a wonderful week. And I will see you guys soon. Take care.